On the first couple days of the fresh start release, there's gonna be a couple things to be worth a lot of money. Cactus and Thistle is gonna be used for your main story quest line. Lily is there's a quest early on that uses it. Also, for your 6x16 quest for the west, you need wool and ground grain, and for the east, you need bananas and chopped produce. Now, Cactus, uh, on Win and Stena, I made over 1,000 gold, just within the first day, just by harvesting Cactus and Thistle. I've added a couple things to the list too. So Cactus, there's only two spawns for it. First one is right outside of the Harani starting zone, right there on the road. There's about 20 cactuses spawned there. Next, for Warborn, it's really good because they spawn over here for whenever they come into the game. So you go down this area here, do a loop around here, and then you go down to the next one, and you loop it around, and then you go all the way down here. This one actually continues, and then you do a loop around both of them. So Cactus can be really good. Since there's not many places and not many people who actually know where it spawns, I was selling it for up to gold each. And like I'm harvesting, like 3 to 5 cactus per click. So it's really good money. For Thistle, it's a bit more common. Really good spot is like between Tiger Spine and Falcorth. Along the road here. There's quite a few other places. Even like Hasla has it. It's kind of a more common plant. You'll see it. Next thing is Lily. It's pretty much all over the place in almost every zone. It's not really that valuable. There is a quest early game for the priestess that gives like a gold for it. Next thing is wool. Wool's kind of a harder one to get because we won't have land early on, and you need it for your 6x16 quest. So, the best place to get it is here. I'm in Dewstone, right here, and also on the other side there's a little camp here. And then also there are some sheep down here in the mountains. So that's your best place to get wool. You click it, each sheep, you're gonna need a combined feed, which you can buy from a vendor right over here, and it gives you like 19 wool. Then for east, you need you need bananas and chopped produce. Bananas spawn in Sand Deep. You'll find them here, here area, and there's also some in this little spot down here. Trade packs are worth 130%. Early game because no one's devaluing them. So I know a lot of gold sellers early game last time around. They rushed trade runs, even with doing it just like with their farmed cart or even just with a donkey. They were doing it. Now the blue salt bond trade runs, these ones can give you 90 gold each. So if you look at the mats, they're all the same. One blue salt bond, and then one of each of the simple oils. And you're doing this, and you're getting up to 90 gold per trade run. And since we don't have a lot of haulers or anything yet, doing one run of this is pretty time efficient for gold. So you might want to look into that. Another thing, early game lumber is going to be really hard to get early on. There's going to be illegal tree farms everywhere. That's for sure. Thunderstrucks are going to be extremely expensive until land comes out. Because once the land farms comes out, everyone can plant trees and get thunderstrucks easily. Also, it's kind of hard to get lumber before the housing comes out. So lumber, right as people are trying to build their houses and place their farms and all that stuff, lumber's really expensive. So like the best time to sell it. Once you start gearing up, there's going to be mobs in the game that you can kill for good money, and also dungeons that you can clear. Moles, really good money early on, and they're only found in EHM. So I have a video that goes over it. It's a bit longer. I don't want to throw it in here, but I'll put in a link down below of where to find all the moles. Moles, they always drop a crate that's worth 23 silver labor. They also drop keys, which are really good money too. And then for silver crate farming, you can farm silver crates pretty early on too. The best place to farm silver crates is going to be this area right here. You kill some things called Trodons. They look like raptors. The silver crates can be somewhere between like 5 to 10 gold each, and that is free labor. You can easily make like 400 to 500, gold per hour farming there. For dungeons, early on, first, you would want to do the first boss of Howling Abyss, regular Howling Abyss. Only the first boss. So for dungeons, there's a couple of ones that I do all the time. First boss of Howling Abyss, you can do that 5 times. The first 3 rooms in Serpentis, you can do that 3 times. Abyssal Library, you can do that once you start getting 4K gear score. And also Nori, you can do that 4K gear score. So once you get geared, and Spirit Glow Night becomes more expensive, and you want to start farming it for more money, you can do the easy ones like Sharpened Mines, Burnt Castle, and then head to your farms over here in Unister. Those ones are like the 3 easiest to do. Also, early game, you want to focus on getting Gilda as much as you can. Gilda is really easy to get through your achievements as you're leveling up. Just look at your achievements and knock them out. They all give like a Gilda. A lot of them are super easy. Use a potion, sprint, auto attack, things like that. You can easily get 300 Gilda within like 3 days or so. There's also some dailies. You can do a whole bunch of dailies to get about 45 Gilda per day. And there's also another trick for Gilda that a lot of people don't know about. Whenever Abyssal attack happens up here, whenever the Abyssal Kraken dies, there's like pouches in the water. They're bags of Gilda. They give 20 Gilda each per one that you open. And there's quite a few that spawn, around his body. So if you get out there and, you have your group that, kills them, you can actually funnel all the Gilda into like one person if you want to rush a galleon or something like that. Also, Abyssal is really good for money. Early game, each trade pack you make, 120 gold. You have to worry about getting pirated though, so just be careful with that one. Another good way to make money is by doing arenas. I like doing drill camp. It can be really quick, especially if you have a pre-made of 5 to 10 people on each team. So with the Curious badges, the best thing to sell is going to be your stat migration. If those don't sell anymore, you can always do the Goblet of Honor. Those are just buffs that people use all the time. Alright, so for housing, the only house I really recommend is going to be a Miner's Thatched, which is just your regular thatched here, 300 Gilda, and then you upgrade it into where it looks like this. And it has this node in the back, which keeps drilling for you, and it's just passive. And you just have to keep refreshing it if you want to try and get a proc on it. And so this, if it's a proc, it can give you, diamonds, which are used for precision tools. These are used for building a fishing boat. So these diamonds can actually be worth up to like 100 plus gold. Copper, silver, and gold are going to be really valuable. So this is one of the houses that, it's just passive income. It's really easy. You can have multiple houses. You have them on your alt and everything. You have them all lined up. You can even have an alt that has mining, and all it does is just takes care of your miners' houses. So definitely the best house I'd recommend for money making. Another house that can be good if you really like fishing, that you can get to help you make money, is the Untitled Bungalow, which is this one right here. It costs 500 Gilda. And it has a fishing stand on it, where you can actually turn in fish here, rather than at one of the harbors. I really would not get a Breezy Bungalow, which is this one. It's the 300 one. It's like this bungalow right here, and it does not have a fish stand. It's really only really used for cosmetic reasons. Another house that you could get is this one. This is just a manor. It's a 200 Gilda house, and it's upgraded. And this one is an apothecary house, which allows you to make a whole bunch of potions and food easier. A lot of these houses, though, at the public, so it's more of a generosity thing rather than personal income. Same thing with this thing over here. This is Fellowship. A lot of people have these open to the public, and then they'll have like places like vendors and crafting stuff on it, help you out. From your main Blue Salt quest line, you're gonna come to a point here in Pure Ruins, where it wants you to make a farm cart. and you're probably going to get it to a choke point on the Thunderstruck log here. There's not many of them in the game, especially early on, especially before people even get houses. But if you can get that, you can make your farm cart, and you're just going to progress. Keep doing that. Everything after that's really free. So you'll get to a point where you make a wagon. And it gives you all of the mats to upgrade your farm cart to a wagon. And one of the big things about this is your high-powered engine. So instead of using that high-powered engine to make the wagon, you can just leave your cart where it is and use that high-powered engine to make a fishing boat, a submarine, or you can even do a speedboat. High-powered engine is extremely expensive. It's 2 Thunderstruck trees. You know, all these things are, you know, near impossible to get early game. But just by getting that one log to make your cart, you know, you get to get this. And you can also use ults and anything you want to keep doing this method. You know, you can have your ult, make a cart, do the quest line, get a free high-powered engine. So if you do choose to use your high-powered engine to make a fishing boat, you can actually get a free fishing boat design rather than spending the 500 gold to get this. All you have to do is catch 100 of each size fish, small, medium, and large, out in the ocean, and it also counts for people in the raid. So early game, a lot of people will actually go fishing on clippers and raids, and they'll just fish, and you know, people will get their free fishing boat essentially. And fishing can be really good money, until the pirates come by. Another thing that you can use for your high-powered engine is a submarine. You're gonna need the high-powered engine, plus you're gonna need one of these royal honeys, which is very difficult to get. But if you do manage to get it, a submarine, you can start doing sunken ships, really good money. I have a video all about that. Put a link down below. It's too much to go over right now. Another thing that you could do with your high-powered engine is make a speedboat, and the speedboat is really good if you want to do, you know, trade packs across the water, like Onyx runs or something like that. Alright, so next thing I want to go over is crafting. Last fresh start, a lot of people were lazy and they don't want to combine stuff. So people just looked on the auction house and they bought this mat, they bought that mat, and all they did was just they combined it and they made profit, you know. So some of the simple oils you can do like that, some of the simple foods. Another thing that can be really good money early on is just making like moonlight juice. You know, the mats are pretty simple, but a lot of people don't really want to get them. So you can actually just make them for profit. It really depends on the market, though. Even Hereafter Zones last time around was really good money. Also, with crafting, there are certain professions that have breakpoints to where you can start making a lot of money. For example, in handicraft, once you hit 70k proficiency, you can start making glorious gems, which are the tier 3. These are the best gems in the game. So, if you're the first person who can do this, you can actually start selling, you know, gems to people that buy gold. And, you know, this is actually a pretty good market, especially if there's only one. You can either do it by commission if they get the mats, or if you just buy the mats, or, you know, you collect the mats yourself, you know, you can make a lot of money doing that too. Also, with exploration, once you hit 50k, you can start making silver keys, and you can use these silver keys to open up the silver crates that you were farming up here in Reedwind. Or you can even buy the silver crates off the auction house. So, inside of a silver crate, you're going to get 10.6 gold on average, and also an average of 1.05 or 1.06 Superior Glow Lunarite. Now, Superior Glow Lunarite early game is not going to be worth that much, but once people actually have enough gold to start buying tier 3 gems, that's really going to get really expensive. So, that's something you're going to want to watch out for. But you can also get Superior Glow Lunarite by doing the greater dungeons, and also like Abyssal Library, just get the Luna gems from the last boss, and then just even stone them. Alright, and the last profession that I want to go over is construction. Now, with construction, once you hit 230k construction, which is going to take a long time, but you're going to be able to make tax certs that are now tradable. So leveling up construction is extremely easy. You want to do it normally on alt or something like that. But once you're the first person can actually sell tax certs, you're basically just logging the alt, making tax certs, selling them, and logging off. It only takes like a couple minutes, which is what I want to go on to next, which is NA to EU labor and gold trading. Now, this is completely legal. You know, the community.res crawling directly about it. You basically find someone, if, like, for example, I'm an NA player, I could go find an EU player, and he can have his main and his ult come over on my server, and NA and EU, they don't share labor pools. So basically, this account's creating labor just by sitting there. You know, this is just untapped money, essentially. So he can come over here, he can either process for me. If you don't know anyone early on, and you want to do the NA to EU trading, you can just, log in the opposite region and just make tax certs. Spend 5k labor a day. Eventually, you're going to hit 230k, construction. That's before your, labor pots. That's before your, your gear that increases your construction. All of that stuff. So eventually you'll get there, and then once you can just log in, make tax certs, sell them on the auction house, and then find someone to do, gold trading. You can get scammed. It happens. But if you can find someone that's reliable and you can keep trading with them, it's really good. As I know in the past, some people have actually made discords, for this server and that server trading back and forth. So that's something you definitely want to look into if you want to be really try hard at it. People have been doing this for years. All right, and last thing I want to go over is events that Game Go holds. So there's some events that's going to be extremely OP. So it's gonna change like the market completely this way or completely this way. That's something you're gonna need to keep track of. And lastly, I want to go over is your Arch Pass. Doing your Arch Pass is the single most valuable thing in the game. Way more valuable than a lot of things that use gold. The diligence coins, you can use them to buy like things you cannot buy anywhere else, like gliders, mounts. There's some things in here that are actually have gold value, and it's just really crazy. Big thing is the labor actually right here. So you definitely want to do the Arch Pass on all of your alts every week if possible. And that's pretty much it. Alright, and thank you guys for watching, and I will be playing on the NA server, Godfrey, on the west side. So I will see you guys around.